Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Some of the most meaningful jewelry you own isn't new. It's inherited. A ring from a grandmother, a necklace full of memories, but no longer your style. Duke's Jewelers reimagines family heirlooms into custom pieces you'll actually wear and love. Working one-on-one, Duke's designers honor the original story while creating something fresh and modern. Don't let meaningful jewelry sit unused. Let it live on beautifully. Visit Duke's Jewelers in Springville or online at dukesjewelers.com, where old stories become new treasures.
DJ, PK, and David Locke, radio voice of the Utah Jazz, joining us. David, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? My gosh, it's a Friday, the last regular season Friday that's probably not true. One more. That I get to talk to DJ and PK and talk about the NBA and wonder about this season with a vision to the future. But the future always involves DJ and PK, and that makes me happy.
5 games.
We have one more?
5
one
games
more.
left.
We have next
more.
Friday. Next Friday we chat, and it's still regular season. Yeah.
Right. In 2 weeks, it'll be
Screw
over.
that up.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, there'll be 82 games in the books, all done in 2 weeks.
Sadness.
What do you want to see in the next 5 games? What do you need to see? Because this is the last time you get to really be in the laboratory, because when they come back next year, it'll be all about winning. Obviously, there'll be some laboratory, some experimenting, but not like now. So what do you want to see? What should they be using these last 5 games for?
I think we're seeing it, don't you? Cody Williams had 9 assists the other day. They've opened up Bryce Sensabaugh to all sorts of opportunities and playing. And I thought Will made a really good point that, these guys have taken the opportunity, but they haven't, gotten outside of the game. They still have 30 assists a game, and they still are playing hard. And they aren't kind of hijacking the game in some way. And then Kyle's development has been really, really good recently. I think he's learning when he can do things and when he can't do things, and what matchups he can take advantage of in what fashion, and how to bring. He's brought back some of his Duke game that he kind of lost early on. So no, I think we're seeing exactly what you'd want to see right now. It's really, a lot. I get asked all the time by people like, "Oh gosh, is it hard to go to work?" No, it's not hard at all. Actually, super fun still, and it's been really interesting.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Just watching these young guys, how much do you think that they can develop the confidence that can aid them throughout their summer workouts? And so they go into next season, whichever level, whether it's the second season, third season, depending on who they are, that will think that they will, because they played so well here down the stretch, that they would just be strengthened by their confidence and expect a higher level out of themselves next season.
Yeah, and I think what all 3 of those guys we just talked about have done things. You see Cody. Cody probably had 0 confidence 2 months ago, right? He hadn't really done anything well yet in the NBA. Okay, well, now Cody's kind of like, okay, I've got a little midi game. I've actually figured out how to get to the rim, learning how to defend. I can play off one foot. Actually, my handle's getting better. Okay, so if I go to the offseason and work on my handle and work on my shooting, and I add those 2 things – while improving these other things, I actually have something I can build up. Where, 2 months ago, frankly, Cody's going to the offseason probably without even a foundation by which he believes he can build up.
You have pointed out correctly that everything will be different next year. You'll be trying to win. Teams will come in with a different attitude. The bar will be raised multiple levels on some of these young guys. In one regard, though, the one place it could be easier, will it be a little easier to defend next year when you're playing with multiple 7-footers on the court with you at the same time? Whereas these guys now, when they get beat, there's no guarantee there's any rim protection. Likely there's no rim protection at all. How much will that get easier for them? And will they look different?
I think I think it's a really worthwhile conversation. So if I can take even wider than maybe you did, because you got very narrow there. Mm-hmm. So on one level right now, this is the easiest job in the NBA. You get to go play every night, and no one gives a crap if you win or not.
Yeah.
right? Like that's the easiest job in the world. And so you miss a rotation, you force a shot, you do something. No one's really that upset about it. Like Will can sit there and be like, turn to the bench and be grumbly or this or that. But like, really, no one cares. It's not 94-94 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter against the Houston Rockets with a battle for the fourth playoff position, and you just decide to hijack a possession and like the angst. Like that's different. So this is in one level. We can talk about how this is super hard because you're fighting some instinct and things like that. But this is the easiest job in the world right now. The second part of this is that when you're good, Will had a great comment the other day, which was that after the seventh guy in the rotation, what you're really looking for is players to fit specific needs to your roster. And so what you're really doing is by the time you become the seventh player or below on the rotation, we're narrowing your focus. We need this out of you, not all of it. Right now, Kyle and Bryson and Ace and Cody get to do all of it. They get to try everything right now. And it's fine because if they screw it up, we don't care, which is great. Perfect developmental environment. Next year, other than Ace, the other three are going to be 7 or below in rotation, I think. And so you're narrowing their focus into something very specific that you want out of them every night. And anything else you get is gravy. And so to your point, whether it's defense or something else, that's where life changes the most. Is like, hey, you're coming in the game and your job is to defend this guy for 5 minutes and move the basketball, hit a corner three. Your job is to play 5-out offense against their smaller team, run the offensive through you, get an assist or two, maybe draw a foul and not get beat too bad defensively. Like, that's, and we're going to keep you, in case Kyle, maybe we're going to keep you off their best offensive player. So you don't get exposed defensively. Like and frankly, the other one I would say is when you're 7 or below in a rotation, it's on the coach to make sure that you don't look bad. And so my example of that is, remember Raul Neto?
Yeah.
Raul Neto always had a great plus minus. And everybody would always say like, oh, he's got a great plus. Yeah, that was because Quinn used Raul Neto perfectly. And anytime Raul Neto, as his 10th guy, was in a matchup that was not advantageous, he took him out of the game. Because your starter is the one who has to deal with that matchup. And so I think that's where these guys' lives are just going to be very, very different next year. Cody's handle is getting better, maybe not good enough. Okay, well, he's probably not handling much next year. The only time Cody's ever handling next year is on a reverse side play where he gets 2 dribbles to the rack and dunks it. Right now, he's got to beat his guy, try to get by someone, gets bumped, misses the layup. But next year, hopefully, somebody's actually made that play. He's slashing from the corner because they've double-teamed Jaren in the post, and he's taking advantage of all of his elite skills of being able to go off one foot, and he's just passing it. And he's not getting hit on the way because there's not 3 other defenders there who aren't guarding Bez Mbang, Anderson Garcia, and Kennedy Chandler. I took it a different way. Hope I answered it. If you want the answer to the question you asked, we can deal with that.
It's fine.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
I'm interested in what's going on with Collier because he's sitting over there with a lot of talent on the bench. And I'm wondering if it's signifying that they believe in him and he's secured his spot. I'm not saying a starting spot, but it's secured a spot, and they know he could get in the way of winning right now.
So I think what you're truly asking is his hamstring injured? Yes, it is.
So he cannot
Is that
play.
what you're asking? Yeah, I actually thought there was a chance that we were going to see him tomorrow or today. So maybe, I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's going on with the rehab. So I don't really know, but I would say, yeah, I don't need to elaborate. You know what I'm saying. Elijah Harkless and Isaiah Colliers are in similar circumstances. They are they have injuries that are trying to come back before the season's over.
I feel like there's multiple groups of young guys, and when Jazz fans say, "What do you think of these young guys?" I'm never sure exactly who they're talking about. There's the Ace Bailey tier where, you were a top 5 draft pick, and presumably, a top 5 draft pick coming in this year. That's one group of young guys. There's guys who are late first-round picks who've been here 2 or 3 years now. That's another group. But there's another group of guys that are rotating through who have come in over the course of the season, maybe on 10 days. In that group, has anybody impressed you? Are they just helping finish the season and they get what they get? Or is there a chance that some of these guys are going to be on the Jazz roster next year helping the team? In that newest group, what do you think?
So, what I actually think is interesting to your question is, maybe Cody's the one exception here. But these guys are actually all rolling into where their draft positions are. Ace could be a real superstar. Mm-hmm. Bryce and Kyle, who are 28 to 32, and Isaiah are trying to figure out how they're going to be rotation players on a roster, right? Mm-hmm. And the two-way players and these non-drafted guys are trying to figure out if they can make the roster and be, to Will's point, you're now 10 or below in the rotation. You really better fit a need. So I think Blake Hinson and Elijah Harkless are both interesting. Harkless really just hasn't shown he can shoot yet, but his defense and his tenacity and his energy is pretty incredible. And if you're looking for a third guard, or just a fifth or sixth guard who's going to maybe just play, you have to play because someone's hurt. And so, you're getting utmost energy out of him on that night, or you're having a night in, January where the team is dead on the 4th game of a road trip and you throw him out there hoping he's going to spark. He seems pretty perfect for that. The 22% 3-point shooting's not super. Blake Hinson is really interesting because, frankly, very small sample size, but he's the best catch-and-shoot shooter in the NBA right now. The only reason he's not playing, by the way, is he doesn't have any games left. So he's on a 2-way deal, and 2-way players only have a certain amount of games that they can play on the higher level, and he used a bunch with the Warriors, so he only has 3 games left. So that's why he's been in and out of the lineup, is because otherwise they'd have to move him to a full contract. But I think he's interesting. My understanding on him is that he's in the best shape he's ever been in his life. He has always been a little heavy and he's not athletic particularly. He's not laterally particularly athletic. So you added the heaviness, and then he really had a hard time moving at the NBA level, but he has shed some weight and is in way better shape than he's ever been in his career. And so therefore he is maybe more able to hide his weaknesses and then use his strength. And he's 6'7", 6'8", with a high shooting window. That seems like that's an NBA player. All right, wait, I need your moment. Okay, come on. 3 guys sitting at the corner of the bar. Hopeful Jazz fans. I want to know your thoughts. How good do you think Ace can be?
When, I guess, is the question. I think he'll be good. He'll be really good these next 3 years, but he's still young and learning, and there'll be older players to defer to in terms of, Markkanen and Jackson, right? And really, it'll be interesting to see how much Keontae has the ball and how those shots get distributed and all that. But, in 3 years, when a lot of guys' contracts are up, and we'll see how things go, and some will probably stay and some will probably go because there's always turnover. But will it be his team in, let's see, be 27, 2029. So in 2030, we get to the new decade. Is it his team? Is he an all-star at that point? Is he all-NBA? I think there's a high ceiling there. It'll be super interesting to see how much of that he can get to, but I want to see it. I want to see it. It could be really good. It could be really good.
Better than Gordon Hayward was at his best.
So it's all-star?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think, I'm over the moon right now. I'm sure there's some psychology of keeping hope, right? But I was at dinner with a guy who played in the league for a long time last night, and we were watching some of his highlights, and the movie he had on Evan Mobley the other night. I said, how many guys in the league? He's 9, 10.
Yeah.
And the pull-up jumper on the right side against Denver. We watched that. And I asked him how many, and he was like 10 guys. He's like, there's only 10 guys in the league who can do that. I'll tell you what, I think he's the go-to guy by February next year.
Ooh, that was what I was about to
over
bring
Jaren
up.
Jackson.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I mean,
Jaren
Jackson's not good. Jaren Jackson's not a good one-on-one player late in games. He's a great player, okay. But go look at his data. I mean, I've not watched him every night. Like, let's be fair, but like, go look at his data. Like, he's not good at that.
David, I know you got to run. We're going to let you go.
I just saw the clock and I'm rushing to put on shoes. So yes.
We will pick up this conversation later. We'll talk to you again next week. Thanks, David. There's David Locke, radio voice of the Utah Jazz. I know what he's getting at, PK, and you see this. If it goes in a steady progression, you can see how he's getting better and he's getting a bigger role in his second, his third, his fourth year in the role in the NBA. But what if his role changes because he just turns out to be the rocket ship, right? He's Artemis, baby, straight to the moon. Forget this kind of stuff, right? This would be normal, and this could be really good. But best case scenario, if everything goes right, then it's.
Well, that means Will Hardy his job has just compounded by about 10 times because you got Keontae George going into a contract and he's had shots. He's proven it at a Jazz level, not at a winning level. Markkanen saying, wait a second, I've been the guy here for 4 years and I've slogged through all this losing. Now we're winning and I got to defer to a 20-year-old. And you got Jaren Jackson. I'm a 3-time All-Star here, guys. And then depending on who else you bring in, that becomes so fascinating to me to see how everything fits and how the coaching staff is going to manage all that stuff. That just means that the job is 10 times tougher. And that's what I talked about with Riley Jensen last week. And how do you handle it from the psychological standpoint? Because if you're winning and you complain, you look like a fool. Scottie Pippen has never lived down
looked worse.
going out of the game because the shot wasn't going to go to him on a shot that was made to win the game. He looks like a pouting fool doing that, and he has to answer for that for the rest of his career. So you don't want to be whining while the team is winning, but how does it figure and how does it play out? If by February, Ace Bailey, a 20-year-old, is the go-to guy and you're winning, man, that would just be incredible. And then how are you going to manage all these egos that are involved? Because they're all hooping and hollering now on the bench when one of these guys who isn't a threat to them does something really well. Well, how about if they're a threat to their individual statistics, which then is a threat to your money? How do you handle all that? So there's that, for sure. I think there's one example in Jazz history that if the Jazz are fortunate, because I think the problem solved itself for Quinn Snyder. And we can get to that. And then also it depends if Ace is really capable of doing this. There's one skill that Ron Boone talks about all the time, and I think he talks about it all the time because of what you just said, and it's the thing that Ace can do that can fix it for everybody. And we'll get to those two things next. Plus, we're giving away concert tickets next. Stick around right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.